Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. 20! And they move this all the way down to the 9. That one good for 37 yards. He had his eyes on the end zone once he hit the secondary, but they're finally able to slow him down.
Yeah, and I've got to look at this one from the defensive point of view. You just mentioned finally able to slow him down. They've got to figure out a way to make that at the point of attack, at the line of scrimmage, because once he gets through, he's shredding them.
Back to throw. Andrews got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Devontae Adams, his second touchdown on the season. And the Steelers take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Boswell good with the extra point. And it's now a 7-0 game. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Ready up.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Watch the pass. Watch the pass.
What?
50's to Mike. 50's to Mike. Hey, let's get that ball, D. Let's get that ball right here. Check the backer, check the backer.
49, check 49, check 49. Hey, lock it.
Watch it.
Hit it.
A first carry for Leonard Fournette. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make second down pretty tough.
Here we go. 15 Lonnie. 15 Lonnie.
Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Let's go. 60 Pittsburgh. Get up. 5.
2nd and 15. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
2 plays so far, a run and a pass attempt, and both have gone backwards.
Probably not how they drew that up.
Not at all.
Looking for a better play coming up on 3rd. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Mike 10 right here, guys. Mike 10. Quit talking about it and break.
Go.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. He's going to float this one deep right side. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Kevin King with a pick. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. Well, he was just trying to contain DeAndre Hopkins, and he got a little too close.
And because of his ability to line up in different spots on the field and come at you from different angles, different guys have to cover him, and all of them have the same issue. How do you do it without interfering? In this case, it didn't get done.
Ready. 60 outlaw.
Penetration here. We're getting some penetration.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. T.J. Watt, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye, that happened fast, and a big sack. After the sack, here's 2nd and 11. Oh, it's intercepted. He was trying to get it to Ridley. Picked off at the 48. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. And this defense looking like they have come to play the pick six, and just like that, it's 13-0 early on.
Well, go back with me to our training camp visit. What do we hear during these drills? Pass. Ball's in the air.
And then my favorite.
Oski. That's the interception. That means everybody finds someone to block them legally, stay on your feet, and they get it done. Touchdown.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Here's 2nd and 8. Going deep for Hopkins. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
They go play action here on 1st down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. T.J. Watt make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 40.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Offensive line wasn't set. There's the flag, and 5 yards back they go.
Quarterback has to look around and make sure that his team is ready to go. Sometimes the quarterbacks go faster than is necessary.
A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Now back to throw. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. T.J. Watt in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. They'll toss it to Fournette. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down now. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Check 3, check 3.
Hey, Sam off.
Check nickel, nickel, nickel. Safe, safe, safe.
Look, squeeze. 5.
They'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up.
Results in a fourth down.
So on fourth down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. So just a 3-yard return following a punt of 45. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10. And now the throw here is incomplete. And with that, we come to the end of the first quarter of play. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Watch Leo!
Andrews throwing again. Looking deep for Adams. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
Fans do love the long ball, don't they? And he already found his guy once. Tried to give him another chance there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Couldn't connect, but as you alluded to, he does have that touchdown from earlier, trying to keep him in the rhythm. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. Andrews. He's got Adams on the hookup. The Steeler 1st down on the pickup of 11 yards.
Well, we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the number 1 receiver double covered, but how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a 1st down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
Back to throw. Andrews. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
2nd and 10 now from the 27.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
They'll run on 2nd down with Cohen. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. And here's Andrews. Off play action. And that is incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he let him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
The Steelers send out their punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. This is brought in at the 21. Call that a 46-yard punt with a net of 40 on a 6-yard return. And the Bears take over. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer, and make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. He finds Hopkins complete. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down for the Bears. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now Leonard Fournette. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Second and 10. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. He'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
A 57-yard attempt.
And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Hey, that QB's trash. Let's go.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Looking for Campbell downfield. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. To throw is Andrews. Off the play fake. And Adams has it complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. An excellent gain, 35 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, Let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. Campbell making the catch. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Paris Campbell, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Boswell for the extra point. And it's 21-3. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is taken at the 3. And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. They run on first down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's second down now. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Don't get nervous now.
And we've got movement. I think this is against the Bears here. Let's find out. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. And he'll get that to Fournette, complete. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 6.
Mike 50. Get that quarterback at all costs. Check 4. Watch twist. Watch the safety creep.
Hard. Get it.
They'll look to throw. The catch is made by Riley Ridley. And he'll be brought down with the first down and a late flag here, too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1.
Set, ready? 8, read.
Mike 50, huh? They gonna need some therapy after this.
Hey, Delta. Deep rip.
Back to throw now on first down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Devin Bush gets him for a loss of 10 yards from his linebacker spot. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. He'll drop to throw. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
But one thing's for sure, when you get a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you're going to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. Now the Steelers going to use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he'll kick it away for the second time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Watch the run, watch the run.
Now Andrews. A final shot before break. And that's complete to Adams. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Look at me. Door. Hey.
They'll run with Fournette. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Oh, he almost had the rare interception. The big fella couldn't hang on, though. Incomplete. Well, the passing game right now for them, not overly impressive. Last week he hit on right at 50%. This week he's under 50%.
And it's not just on him. Protection, a few breakdowns along the way. That's made him get off the spot. Receivers not getting their way open downfield. The coverage has been awfully tight. They've got to all get together and find ways to make this passing game get in gear.
The Steelers
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
at their own 18-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we've got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
Nothing on that one. It'll be second down. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Andrews. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10.
Let's go.
Go.
I got motion there. Me. I got this. My 50.
Hit it.
Back to throw here. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
I'm coming after you.
Come. Five.
He'll look to throw. It's complete to Hopkins. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. Here's Pat O'Donnell now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. 42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Andrews now, off play action. It's caught here by Adams. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A 1st down there on a pickup of 25.
1st down, Steelers.
This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Andrews off the play fake. He'll rifle this one deep right side. It's caught at the 10. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Paris Campbell with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Extra point put through by Boswell. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll set up to throw. It's complete. It's Miller. A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11. This quarterback now has hit on 7 of 17 passes, just 41%, but it's 1st and 10. First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys to continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some quick passes could work as well.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. He was trying to find Anthony Miller there. 3rd down here.
Come on, set. 90 Wolf.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo.
Get it.
Back to throw. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And it's incomplete. Both players had a shot at that one. Neither can get it, and it brings up 4th down.
It's 4th down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
And they will get to this one and down it at the 13-yard line.
At their own 13-yard line.
Ready.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Hey, orbit.
Hey, 58's the mic. Go 58's the mic. All day, baby, all day.
Bam, bam. Hit it.
From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Well, let's go ahead and detail this situation here. 3rd and long coming up. Back near your own goal line, I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle.
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You've got to try and find some space for your punter because you don't want him backed up where he has to alter what he does.
57.
And here's Andrews throwing on 3rd and long. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Adams. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down. The Steelers send out their punter now. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Steelers send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Taking it about the 36. 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first.
Go! 10 over.
Target.
Clear.
10's the mic. It's our field. Hey, it's our house.
Head up.
They keep it with Fournette on first down. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run.
Hey, watch the slant.
Get it ready.
2nd and 9 now. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Jordan Lewis right there on the coverage. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
The Bears on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 9. Now it's the backup lock. This one into the hands of Burton. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down.
You remember me? Let's go, baby.
They snap it to Locke. Finds his target, Montgomery. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
First and 10, 47-yard line.
Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time. Let's go, Mike 50.
Now a first down throw. Locke going for it all. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Second and 10, Luck again. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
The Bears on 3rd down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This will be 3rd and forever. A shotgun snap for Luck. And he's going to go down again. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down.
Check 9, check 9. Right.
Here we go on 4th. Luck. They'll let this go for the end zone. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out.
Quick 6. That's what they call it.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. Back to throw. Andrews. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first.
Steeler first down.
Here we go. It's a 60 yards. Hey, Charlie. Now.
To throw is Andrews. Throwing on 1st down. Looking for Campbell. And this is taken in at the 5. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Paris Campbell, 47 yards, as his guys continue to pour it on.
Well, this game is definitely over, but we do know some people like to go ahead and continue to add to their score, don't we?
Yeah, I don't know that they need to add any more right now, though. I'm just starting to think about those dinner plans tonight, my friend.
Well, you and I will be thinking about dinner plans, but we also know that playing people are thinking, how can I get some more scores for my fantasy, for other things? They're trying to figure that part out now.
By the way, last weekend we went sushi because that's what you wanted. We're going steak tonight.
I'm in.
All right. This is taken at the 3. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
The Bears in good field position to start out 1st and 10 at the 40. Here's Luck. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 16 yards is the pickup there and a 1st down for Chicago. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Hey, alert 3, alert 3.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now on 2nd and 16. Luck And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Luck now to throw. That's caught by Montgomery. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it.
Hey, check. Mike 50.
Hey, check.
It's our time, guys. It's our time. Slam.
Desperation time for Luck on fourth down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Lewis. And he'll get this back across the midfield stripe and down to the 47-yard line. And that one, Charles, is just going to about wrap up what was no doubt a dominating defensive performance.
Yeah, I don't care what team it is. I don't care who you play, whether they're strong offensively or not. Just giving up 3 points in the NFL, that's absolutely a dominant performance and one that they can build on.
Ready. Hey, Haywood. 70, Indy. Recon, 132 fighter. Go.
That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, second down. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you could put yourself in jeopardy.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Davante Adams, the intended receiver, and it's third down.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Now Andrews. Off play action. And Adams has it complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. They chalk that one up as a gain of 34 on third down. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Extra point now by Boswell. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
Makes the score Steelers 42, Bears 3. Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be taken about the 12. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here, and that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. That's caught inside the 20. Back-to-back plays of right around 30 yards, and the field position has totally been flipped. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many.